Well, well, well.
Well, well, well.
Oh, that's someone else's voice. You hear who that is? Yes.
It's Michael.
Fuller, yes. he's back. I mean, it's been, 25 episodes? He was here episode 16, and now he's back on episode 41.
That's right.
Why? Why are you here?
I am filling in for the one, the only, the legendary
Jesus
Dane
Christ.
Biesmeyer.
Oh, Dane.
Yeah.
Dane, yeah. He's not here again.
Christ is here with us on the podcast.
Yeah.
He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. He's no farther than your right arm is from your left arm.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's the number one sponsor of the pod, but we have a good episode for you today. We're going to be drafting some of the top hype songs of all time. And have several other questions from you fans out there. So this is episode 41 of the Until Next Week podcast.
We're so back.
And we're back. Yes, we're back.
So back.
He just immediately starts talking. Not Dane. Sorry, I disrespected you, Michael.
Independent fact checkers confirmed that I am indeed not Dane.
Yeah, he is not Dane.
But I do have something from Dane here. It's cracking to do.
Oh, hopefully that.
Just like Dane.
Yeah, hopefully you caught that. What kind of Mountain Dew are you drinking there, Michael?
This is Mountain Dew Voltage. It's the blue Mountain Dew. So
okay, that's good. That's really good.
I'm breaking my own rule of no sugary drinks. I'm trying to really change my life around. I'm trying to get in better shape. And
yeah.
exercising regularly, running faster and longer than I have been since I was in high school. So it's been really nice. But this weekend adventure down to Springfield,
that's
kind
good.
of breaking some of my rules.
Yeah, I know we were talking on the phone earlier, and you said again like you don't usually drink sugary drinks, but because you were on the podcast, you said you would break that rule. Honestly, for Dane.
For Dane. I mean,
yeah,
absolutely.
It doesn't matter that it's just beautiful goodness that you're drinking as we speak, but you are doing it in honor of Dane as being the first official co-host of the podcast that's not named Dane. How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel extra based and very excited. Just to preface, I'm actually really nice in real life. I'm not this controversial and edgy. The views of Michael Fuller on this podcast don't necessarily reflect the views of Michael Fuller in real life.
He's honestly much more tame on the podcast, so
this is going to have a lot of censorship in this podcast.
You can get the extremist version of him on his own podcast that will release here in maybe a few months.
Yeah,
who knows?
and to get the full uncensored version of this podcast, please subscribe to us and pay your subscription fee to Until Next Week Podcast Plus at untilnextweekpodcast.com.
Yes. Great stuff. If you remember, if you've listened for quite a while, Michael was on episode 16 of the podcast, Politicology, and he's also just been referenced numerous times, but we have not talked about
I've been slandered numerous times.
I mean, you kind of deserved it at times.
By Dane.
I mean, he slanders everybody. Like, he has a haters list, which he started at
He has a haters list longer than Taylor Swift.
Well, he only has 10, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
How many ex-boyfriends has she written songs about?
I mean, it's good content. But we're not a Taylor Swift hater pod.
Hopefully Travis Kelce's not up next.
She has most of the content for us. That's great.
Yeah, she's the watermark on our document that we have here right now.
I wasn't expecting to talk about Taylor here, but I think we'll keep it there. But do you want to hear something cool?
Yeah.
We have a new country listing to the podcast.
What is it?
I'll give you one hint. It starts with Philippines.
It's...
think of something funny.
Brazil.
Yeah. We've already had Brazil.
We have the Brazilians listen to us.
So
I love Brazilians.
I noticed that the Philippines did jump on here, and I think that was because last week our episode was something along the lines of the NFL meets Taylor Swift, and I know Taylor Swift is huge in the Philippines.
She's huge in the Philippines.
Gosh.
Maybe bigger than the U.S. We don't know.
Oh, Michael,
big.
I missed you, Michael. I'm glad you're back in Springfield.
It's so good to be back in Springfield.
At least for this one episode. But we'll see. But I think we'll just jump straight into it and get some grinding my gears out of the way.
Oh, boy.
And honestly, I think I'll start here. My grinding my gears is bonfire stank. I was at a bonfire before this, and as you all might know, if you go to a bonfire, you smell like one forever afterwards. Like, it's just on you, like on your clothes. I haven't talked to you about it, Michael, but I'm sure you could just smell it on me.
I didn't know you were on the Springfield Fire Department now.
Yeah, it's a part-time job, you know.
Yes.
I had to do it, but it's just...
I trust you to save me.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael. I do appreciate it.
Not as much as I trust Jesus, though.
Hey.
The number one sponsor of the pod.
Oh, always repping. Gotta get the sponsors in there.
That's right.
But yeah,
He paid it all for us.
You good?
Yeah.
You good? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just never leaves. So that's all I really got to talk about. Like the bonfire stank is bad, but it's on me right now pretty aggressively, and it'll probably be on for quite a while. So, Michael, what's grinding your gears?
Traffic. So this is a problem in the U.S. People don't know how to operate their motor vehicles, probably because they didn't have the Eric Forsman from the Liberty Driving School do their driver's ed, which is understandable. This is the deal. Two things that grind my gears with driving. One, people don't stay in their lane. So if you're at a intersection and there is 2 turn lanes to say turn left, and one lane, the number 1 left lane turns to the nearest sided left lane, and the number 2 left lane turns to the farthest sided left lane on the ongoing traffic down the road. So that means if you're in the furthest left lane to the left, you don't cut over to the second left lane, and vice versa, if you're in the second left lane, you don't cut over to the first left lane when you turn. So that's terrible driving, and if I was the president, that would be punishable with possibly life in prison, maybe the death penalty. We'll see, tried by the jury of your peers. And then second, people who honk their horns at red lights try to turn right. So I was driving today actually in Springfield, and
you don't like people honking their horns?
No, I don't like people honking their horns at red lights unless you're honking the air horn on your truck to try to get some crackhead to move out of the road when you're trying to drive through a red light.
What if you're behind somebody and the light turns green and they don't move?
Well, then they should just move, and then you should honk your horn. But what if they're
not moving?
This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you're sitting at a red light and you want to go straight and the person behind you wants to turn right. However, they are behind you. Thus, you are not subject to do whatever they demand. And I was at this red light and this lady behind me is trying to turn right. However, this is a
red light.
Direct line at a red light. So therefore you can turn right or left. It's a straight or right sign. So I elected to travel straight because that's the direction I needed to travel. This lady's sitting here with her right turn signal on, honking her horn at a red light. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, but I can't go straight on a red.
Wait, so she's honking her horn at you because she wants to turn right, but literally you can either go straight or right.
You can go straight or right, and I elected to go straight because that was the destination I was trying to go to. I was trying to get to a Bible study with Joseph Hendricks. So,
wait, this was this morning?
Yeah, this was this morning.
Like at 6:30?
Some Karen in her Toyota Prius,
only
probably.
7 people on the road in the first place.
Yep. So Karen could have literally gone any other direction to try to leave.
Why didn't you invite her to the Bible study?
Because it was a men's only Bible study.
Did you? Nah, I'm not going down this route. I'm not going down this route.
You're trying to be controversial now.
No, I'm not going down this route. But
were you suggesting that she was?
Are you sure you did? Wait. Do you have a Hunk for Jesus sticker on your car?
No, I do not. I don't have bumper stickers on my car. You know, I believe the same thing about tattoos that I believe about bumper stickers. You wouldn't put a bumper sticker on a Ferrari, so why would you put a bumper sticker on a human?
Okay, there you go. Okay,
that's right.
There. I mean, you are a Ferrari.
That's right.
If I was to consider you being one car, a Ferrari is it.
To quote my favorite pastor, Joel Osteen, you are a Ferrari. You just believe that you are a Ferrari, and you will drive like a Ferrari, and you will live like a Ferrari, and God will bless you and give you a Ferrari in return. So, I mean, obviously, that's in the Bible, obviously.
That was a good impersonation there, Michael.
Why, thank you so much.
Just don't even give context. Like the whole entire episode, you're just going full on Joel Osteen impersonation. Like I don't even give like from the very beginning. We don't even say it. You just
we don't like to talk about controversy here because we don't believe Jesus talked about controversy. I say the Bible says otherwise. But yeah, whatever.
Yep. So that's a little bit of a grinding our gears for you.
Bad theology grinds my gears.
But we're not saying anything.
Nope.
We earlier today, from when we recorded this, I was asking like, "Hey, do you have any questions out there? Any questions for Michael? Any questions for us? Just to like crank out some good material, from the fans." And we got a few questions on here, some from this week, some from past weeks. I'm just gonna crank these out with you, Michael. Are you good with that?
I'm ready.
Okay. The first question we had was from Phil Fitzgerald, and he said, "This is a good one. What is the best thing about your job?"
My job.
And what is your job also?
Okay, so I am a emergency medical technician. Mm-hmm. So I drive ambulances.
Mm-hmm. Do you honk your horn when you're on an ambulance?
So I have a special button. I call it the crackhead Phil button. So I push it and it's an air horn. Mm-hmm. So We do that
So you do that at people when they're
people walk
at
in the middle of
stop
the road.
or on the stop behind a red light and you want to turn right and
No,
they're ahead of you?
actually, believe it or not, if you're driving an ambulance or you're at an intersection when every lane is full, you actually just turn your lights and sirens off and you wait for the light to turn green.
I think I've seen that before.
No, that's straight up what you do, because think about it. If I'm driving an ambulance and I'm at an intersection, and if there's an open lane and it's safe, because sometimes if it's not safe enough, we might just stop. But if it's safe enough for me to get out in the middle, we'll still go. But we'll like blow the crap out of the air horn. We do that, and we drive and again, we still stop. We even stop at red lights. We don't just blow through them like the cops do all the time. We're actually responsible with our emergency vehicles, and we stop, kind of yield, and then we'll turn safely. But I mean, if it's clogged, I mean, you're supposed to turn the lights off and just wait. And then when it turns green, you turn them back on, because, I mean, think about that. Like, if you cause a wreck at an intersection and you're in an ambulance, it can be bad, because then that's more patients that you now need to take care of. So drive responsibly when you're in an emergency vehicle. But you asked what my favorite part of my job is. So my favorite part of my job is honestly the people that I work with and the people I get to interact with. So honestly, most people in first response, especially EMS, we're actually one of the lower paid professions in healthcare.
Gasp.
So when you see your local emergency services worker, especially an ambulance, just pull over for them, because they're just trying to take care of their community. They're trying to help you out. They're trying to help your neighbor out. So
do you like a good salute as you go by?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, the legend has it. I mean, you are supposed to salute the Cox Health ambulances when they drive by on a call.
Hey,
but
shout out Springfield.
hey, they're taking care of our boy Dane Beesmeyer, so we love Cox Health system.
Love Dane.
Yeah. Seriously though, just be nice to them. If they're, blocking a lane, or they're running at the quick trip, or down in South here, we call it the come and go, just be really nice to them, because they're probably trying to help someone out. Just honestly, a lot of good people just trying to do the best they can for their community. So that's probably my favorite part about my job, is the people I get to work with and the community that I get to interact with and serve in their most, sometimes desperate times. So that's what I really like about it.
I like that. This is a question. I know you would never do this, but I'm just curious. Have you ever heard of like ambulances who might turn on their lights to go through a red light, even though they don't need to, just to do it?
I mean, I'm sure someone's done it, but you're not supposed to do
I know
that.
you're not supposed to. I was just curious if you ever heard of that. And I was just like, I see it sometimes. I feel like I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You couldn't wait there, but I don't know.
I mean, it's possible that they got upgraded to priority 1, and then when they cross light, they got downgraded. Sometimes that actually happens.
Oh, they get downgraded if they do something
wrong?
wrong?
Sometimes, say, like, you get a call, and the caller says, oh, I'm not breathing. So they tell you, oh, this is priority 1. Because if a patient's having trouble breathing, you need to go lights and sirens. But say, oh, I actually feel fine, I don't need an ambulance. Which, I mean, think about some of the people that call in, like 911. I mean, sometimes that does happen. So Or, someone calls in, they send in an ambulance, and then 10 seconds later they call back and say, oh, I'm good. Yeah. Or it was a prank call. I don't know, but I mean,
okay.
I would never do that. That's against the rules and not safe.
It doesn't deserve a salute.
Nope, that does not deserve a salute.
Not at all. That's a big thumbs down if you ask me.
Yeah, that's...
The ring finger for you. We'll throw some ring fingers at you.
Yeah, the ring finger. That's what actually Taylor... Mitch's queen. What's her last name?
I didn't know. I was like, which Taylor are you talking about? You're talking about Taylor
how do I say her last name?
Don't put, is it Rozier?
Rozier, yeah. That's what Taylor has a ring finger now, because she just got engaged to Mitch.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever shouted out Taylor on the podcast.
We'll shout out our new K-Life women's director, Taylor, and her new fiance, Mitch.
Who shot himself in the foot. We've talked about that before.
He'll shoot you so straight, just like he shot his toe. But I hear there's a place in town that's in the business of growing those back.
Oh, and there he goes. We'll see if I keep that in. Who knows?
But you might censor me on that one. Yeah, I'm pretty controversial.
We'll go into this next question from Jack Holmgren. Jack, great friend of the pod. He's sent in plenty of content in the past. Our Florida boy, Kanaka guy, etc. And he wants to know one of the deep questions. Okay. And is, do you think aliens exist? And if so, why haven't they made evident contact yet?
So this is a good question. I don't think aliens exist. And matter of fact, I don't think I know, because the Bible doesn't say they exist. And second off, we do know that there are supernatural beings. They're called demons and angels. And quite frankly, aliens are just demons for atheists, because if you see something that's supernatural that you can't explain and you don't believe in the Bible, you just call it aliens. Also, I mean, it's literally a psyop from the government, because think about every time all these aliens pop up. Oh, it's when some other thing's going on, like the election or some controversy. It's just a psyop. I don't think aliens are real. I am not an alien apologist.
I think
like Matt Walsh's.
Oh my gosh, every time. Do you ever find it funny also how it's like only I feel like in the U.S. like all the places like if there's anything crazy, it's like in the U.S. there's aliens,
Yeah.
and then like everywhere else is like, I don't think there are. I don't see anything. Like, do we just have better cameras? Like, what's the deal?
Well, I mean, they allegedly built the pyramids, so maybe they had better cameras back in ancient Egypt. But I don't know. I don't know.
Did you see that picture of like that random quote unquote like alien
In Mexico
or something like that?
It literally looked like a cardboard cutout.
They made so many memes about that. I was like, what is it? Look, I think as people were saying, like it looks like Voldemort, like when he was like a baby, like in Harry Potter. Have you seen that?
I've seen it.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Maybe if those are aliens, then maybe the Earth really is flat.
No, maybe that could be, or maybe if the Earth is flat, then the aliens are underneath the Earth, so that's why we don't see them because it's flat.
They're like the Underminer and Incredibles. They're going to come out on a big drill someday after a track meet.
Yeah, they'll come out, but then it'll be like 14 years until they actually do anything.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Sequels.
They had to make a sequel, like the Star Wars sequels.
They had to wait.
Terrible.
They had to wait forever to make a sequel, and then the sequel wasn't even that good.
I thought it was all right.
I mean, it just didn't compare. Like the first Incredibles was, I would say, the best Pixar movie ever. Or for sure,
it's up there with Up. It's in at least top 3.
Top 3 for sure. And then they came out with Incredibles 2, and like that maybe cracked top 10, but I could probably think of other ones.
Put it in the top 10.
I know we discussed a long time ago our top Pixar movies, so go listen to that episode and hear what we were saying then. But I doubt Incredibles 2 made either of our lists. Okay, I like your answer. I would be just on the train. Like I don't think aliens exist as well. I have no reason to believe they are. I mean, I feel like if there were aliens, we would have more proof or whatever else at this point. But obviously, they just have random, really blurry pictures, even though we have great HD cameras nowadays. Like, okay, sure.
Well, I mean, apparently there was this one alien sighting in Mexico of these aliens called the face peelers, allegedly. And apparently someone caught them on video.
Got bad sunburns.
Yeah, but apparently, I mean, maybe that's probably what it was. Someone who got bad sunburn or got attacked by a chinchilla or something.
Those are the worst, chinchillas.
Yeah, or like mole rats. But no,
naked mole rat? Impossible?
Yeah, the naked mole rat. But I'm serious, just every time there's these alien sightings, it's just this vague, blurry
Here's
image.
this blurry light.
But I do think Bigfoot's real, so that's 100% real. Bigfoot's real.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I mean, have you seen some of the guys in the NBA? Their feet are like Shaq?
Yeah.
Like 24.
Definitely.
Like that's massive. That's huge.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, this is the most important question that we have to talk about today for this specific segment right now. And it is, what are your thoughts on the Roman Empire?
I think they were a imperial civilization that existed for a very long time into the ancient and modern world. World.
Yeah.
Sorry, that Mountain Dew has this latency period right now.
Yeah, it's
however, I think about them maybe once every 2 weeks. I don't really know how often I think about them. I don't keep track a whole lot, but I think it's at least every 2 weeks. Specifically, I think about all those memes about the Roman Empire.
I don't get where those are coming from. Like out of nowhere, like I didn't even think about the Roman Empire until I'm seeing all these random things. Like, hey, ask like your boyfriend or whatever. Like, how often are you thinking about the Roman Empire? I'm like, I don't care that much. Like honestly. But it's going viral for some reason.
Well, maybe people are confusing Romans with Greece too, because I mean, if you think about it, people think about Greece probably a lot more than they think about actual Roman Empire. Because a lot of our architecture in the U.S., especially in the capital, is inspired by Greek architecture.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't know. I think they might be misconstruing their city-states with the world's greatest empire in past history.
Okay. So are you saying there for greatest empire, they are above like Lord Palpius?
Yeah, they're second to Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, I said that
Galactic
wrong. Is
Empire.
It not Palpius? It's Palpatine. I said that wrong.
You just exposed yourself as a fake Star Wars
I was going to
fan.
say Darth Vader, and I'm like, no, it's like Palpatine.
It's
something
Palpatine.
or another.
Sheev Palpatine.
Yeah.
I would vote for him for Speaker of the House.
He would do a good. He would do a job.
He would do a job.
He would do something.
He would use unlimited power to fix taxes and the economy. And I would vote for him.
He would be the one that fixes everything somehow.
But Ian McDermott, if you're not listening to this and aren't able to accept your nomination, I'm hereby announcing that I am officially declaring my candidacy for United States Speaker of the House.
Is that someone that's... At first, I thought that was one of your friends.
Ian McDermott is the actor that plays Palpatine.
Oh, I didn't know if that was someone actually in like the speaker, like in the house right now, or if it was your friend.
I wish Ian McDermott was in the house. He'd probably get stuff done.
Oh man. Well, yeah, we can have again, like when we get the one until next week plus. Yeah. That's when we can jump into all the policies that they could do.
Do it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm afraid the tax cuts will be quite operational when your budget arrives.
That would just make everybody would watch
everyone will watch C-SPAN.
Yeah, it would be great.
It would be entertaining.
Right now,
maybe it should make Ian McDermott the Speaker of the House.
Man, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Until next week plus.
Yes, until next week plus. You got to subscribe, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
But until then, we got a draft. We're bringing it back. Haven't done a draft in quite a while. Did we do a draft when you were on our episode? Do you remember?
Yeah, we did states.
Oh, that was we drafted states.
We found out how much I really love Texas.
I forgot about that. Okay, I forgot that was even a draft we did. So that's cool. So this time we're actually going to draft the top 5 hype songs. So yeah, this was a topic that I was asking Michael before this episode. I'm like, okay, what is something that maybe you want to draft, or what are some ideas?
And I suggested top 5 Dane memories or events or moments.
And then I was like, we want to talk about something people can relate to and actually care about. And I'm just, I'm kidding.
You don't think people can relate to Dane?
I'm kidding.
You know he has cancer right now.
Oh gosh.
He told me to milk that with you.
Did he actually
really get sympathy? Yeah.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah, and yeah.
Wow.
For sure.
Okay, because he said that, I'll take it.
Yeah.
That threw me off a little bit.
Also, Abby Palmer, if you're listening, you send Dane 5 gift baskets, or you're not the real #1 hater of the podcast anymore.
I don't think she listens anymore.
Well, I think
she had her one episode, her one time to shine, like in episode 7, and I doubt she's listened since. But who knows? Maybe she is. If you are listening, let us know. Let us know, but I doubt you are. But we have several other people who are listening because we have our true fans out there, you know? Thank you. Thank you for being a fan. This is for you. If you're listening right now, I'm talking directly to you. Thank you.
I also suggested we should have the top 5 meme templates, but you turned that down.
Well, it's a podcast. We're not visual yet.
I think you just keep turning me down because you're a communist.
And that was okay. I'm not going to say too much.
I want there to be controversy. There needs to be some censorship.
Every time I ask for a suggestion, I usually get several serious ones, and then Michael jumps in and is like, communism. I'm like, what? Like last week or like 2 weeks ago, I asked like, hey, what are some suggestions? Looking through good stuff. Michael, communism. And then this week, good stuff.
Hey,
Michael, communism.
It's what Dane wants to talk about.
It's something that's just on your mind, I guess, at all times. Communism, I guess. Which we've talked about communism plenty on this podcast.
Clarify,
it's not good.
If this is censored, I'm not actually using swear words. And neither is Samuel, because I'm based and wholesome and fun for the whole family.
There you go.
But unlike Dane, who's always thinking about communism, I don't use actual profanity.
Yes.
Like such words such as communism.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I think so. Top 5 hype songs. I think there's a lot of ways we can go about this. Obviously, we'll probably interpret this a little differently, like what we think are our top hype songs. But we'll go back and forth. We'll do the top 5 each. I think with you being the guest, I guess I'll let you go first, unless you take my pick and then you're done. You're never on here again. So, Michael, take it away with your #1 hype song.
You want the #1? We're not going to go in reverse descending order.
Well, the idea is you pick your favorite because then I pick mine, and in theory, we could have the same one. And you know, when you draft something, you can't draft the same player. Like two teams couldn't draft Michael Jordan. Like how would that work? It wouldn't. So,
but 2 teams could draft Bo Jackson just for different sports.
You're thinking.
That's a shout out to one of my favorite faculty members that I've ever had at Missouri
Bo
State.
Jackson.
If anyone can guess what faculty member I had as a professor who was obsessed with Bo Jackson, I will give you a special surprise.
I have no idea how many.
DM the Until Next Week podcast with your answer.
I think like 50% of our listeners are from Missouri, so there's a decent chance that some people from Missouri State might know. But who knows? Like, who knows?
You're right. Who knows? You ready for my first song?
Yes. Let me know what your #1 overall hype song.
My #1 overall hype song is Runaway by Galantis. Runaway by Galantis, not Kanye West. Although Runaway by Kanye West is a very good song. I am very much a Kanye apologist. I think he's got some good music, especially
he has some good old
Jesus
stuff.
is King playlist.
And
is
new
pretty
stuff, I
good.
guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Donda.
I don't actually know what your top song is.
You don't
what kind
know
of song
Runaway?
Is it? No.
It's an EDM song.
Okay, that explains.
It's
are there
actually
words?
really good. Yeah, so it goes, I want to run away.
Okay.
It's that song, and it says, you and I. And it does this thing was like, da, 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 da. And it's really, really catchy because
You're getting
when
into it
the
right
beat
now.
drops, you can run in a circle with your friends because you're running away. And it's even more fun if you're doing it and you're on a moving vessel in the lake and you're on a portable floatable device tied behind said boat with your friends.
Did you do this?
It's a portable floating device.
Did you do this at Kanakuk?
I did not do this at Kanakuk. I did this at a different lake that is approximately 1.5 hours from the property that Kanakuk sits on.
Okay.
And I may or may not have done this on my own personal vessel that is drivable on water.
Okay, I like that. I that actually is a good song. I wasn't.
It
for
is
sure
a good song.
exactly
Runaway is
what
a
it
good
was.
song.
I feel like there's several really good songs that I just have no idea what the title is.
Yeah.
So I needed the clarity.
I will say this, dude. You do need clarity. Like my love, like our love is tragedy. Why are you my remedy?
This is a singing podcast.
It says, "Why are you my clarity?" It goes, "Hey." I like that. That's another good EDM song.
Yeah.
I will tell you this: both of those songs. Speaking of Kanakuk,
yeah.
I played both those songs for these campers. So I would bring. So I was at Kanakuk and I brought my portable speaker and I would go into these cabins just late at night after the dance party while the kids were literally in bed, and I would just blast Runaway on the speakers.
You're like, Michael, get out.
No, they would love it. They would start dancing and jumping, and they would run in the circle because that's what you do in Runaway.
Yeah.
The kids, just like the kids love Spaceballs, the flamethrower, the kids love Runaway.
That's a good movie.
That's
a solid movie.
Yeah.
Very good. Top number one song. And for my number one hype song, they did not play this at camp because it is Yeah by Usher.
You can't play that song at camp.
No, you can't. You got to keep it clean there.
That's right.
But I was going through like my different songs. And I'm like, I kind of want a variety here because I didn't want to go like the full Christian rap from head to toe. And
C-rap?
Yeah, is just, the beat just hits different. And yes, it is like a dance song also. You hear it at every single wedding ever.
High school prom?
But every time. I didn't go to high school prom. I slept.
That's kind of gangster, honestly.
Yeah. I was taking a nap.
Nice.
So I gotta recover. But Yeah, but Usher, it as soon as the beat drops, everybody's like, "Oh snap!"
You
like
can also play it on kitchen appliances, specifically ovens.
That's the only way I play it.
Yeah.
I don't play it any other way.
That's a meme.
Is it really?
Yeah. Have you heard about meme?
I think I maybe have seen it before.
It's pretty good. You should look
It's
it
like
up.
a video, right?
Yeah, it's a video.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Little John.
No. That very, very good song. It just hits different. And because we're doing a draft, like you have the first pick, I have the second, and then it's a
Samuelson
snake
has
draft.
the power to make you go.
Oh, yep. You know. So
Make the booty go.
You
might have to bleep that.
No, we're keeping it. We're having you say booty on here. There you go, Michael. Everybody knows the song. I said
Can you edit it to say bumper instead?
Nope, we're keeping this in here. I have full editing power, so I can choose what I want to bleep and change, and you're saying booty on this. How does it make you feel?
I feel just like Donald Trump on Twitter.
No? Okay, yep, there it is. So I'm going to go to my next song before
the
it gets...
media is trying to misquote me.
Okay. So my next song, I am going to go the Christian rap route. I'm going with Coming In Hot by Andy Mineo and Lecrae. It was 2018. I was at Kanakuk for my first summer, and they Reach Records, which is the label that has like Lecrae and like Andy Mineo, etc., released like a summer mix playlist. And I remember that while at camp, you have like 24 hours off, like one time a week. And I got off, and then that's the day they released a playlist. And I remember hearing that song, I think, for the first time, and I'm like, this is so good. Like, it takes a lot. Like, if you've never heard a song before and you hear it, it's like, oh, this is really good. So I kept hearing it and hearing it. Got back to camp the next day, and already, I think it was Cole Kedney, if you ever knew him. He was a K2 guy. But he was playing that song like already on repeat. Like, it had been out for like 24 hours, and it was so good. And then I think on like TikTok, it became like a viral song. So it just blew up. And like you saw like every major celebrity was playing this song like during like a TikTok or a reel or whatever
Those darn
else.
commies.
It just everyone. It was so good and it slapped and it just so good. If you don't know it, you got to look it up. Coming in Hot by Lecrae and Andy Mineo. My number 2 overall hype song.
Nice.
Michael, what are your next 2?
I said there was going to be some variety on this. My number 2 hype song is the Revenge of the Sith opening theme.
Oh, love that.
Whenever I take any sort of exam, test,
You
I
gotta
would
get hype.
always play this song because it's just such a good song. And then I would quote, or I play this when I'm driving too, like long distance road trip. Shout out to my friend Daniel Garrison. We used to play this on all of our road trips back home from college, actually.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's a good song. I can actually quote the lines in the song as the song plays. I'd quote the lines from Anakin and Obi-Wan and Oddball, who sadly died in that scene.
Hey, no spoilers. No
Sorry,
spoilers.
it's been out since
Wow.
literally 2006.
Hey,
You should
no
watch
spoiler,
Revenge of the Sith.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Rest in peace,
that's
Oddball.
The thing that gets
He was the best clone pilot.
so sad. Do you consider yourself the number 1 Star Wars fan in this room?
Yes, definitely. Independent fact checkers confirm I'm indeed a big Star Wars fan.
When I said Lord Palpius,
Yeah,
instead
that
of
gave it
Palpatine,
away.
Yeah, I messed that up. That's my bad. It's been
He
a while.
also accepts the term Darth Sidious as well,
And he does not. And he goes to the Darth
or
Maul.
the Senate.
He goes to the Dark Maul.
Darth Maul.
No, he goes
is
to
his
the Dark
apprentice.
Mall. He goes to the Dark Mall.
Yeah, that's why he's-
when he goes shopping.
Yeah, he goes to the Dark
Mall.
because that's where he buys his Dark Lord robes.
Yeah, there's only one place you get the ropes. It's at the Dark Mall with Darth Maul.
Perhaps.
So, good pick.
Good. Kill him.
What?
Kill him now.
Okay.
I shouldn't.
What's your next pick, Michael?
My next pick, again, more variety. It's Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry.
Hey, good. He's a St. Louis guy, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. I know that's
I'll look it up.
Kansas City and St. Louis are big jazz towns. However, Chuck Berry is a good artist. Some would call him, my friend Ike Bowen specifically would call him the father of rock and roll. Some would say that he started rock and roll before it was cool, before the Beatles made it cool, allegedly. But they were from Europe, so again, they're probably communist. Chuck Berry is a full-blooded American, so we love him.
He is also from St. Louis, Missouri, and he died in Winsville in 2017.
Well, that's really, really cool that we have a native Missourian with such a popular rock and roll song.
Yeah.
The rock and roll song. I specifically really, really like it because, again, it's a good memeable song because if you watch the movie Back to the Future
Great
with
movie.
Michael J. Fox,
Yes.
there's that one line where he plays the guitar solo in Johnny Be Good, and he says, I don't know if you guys are ready for this yet, but your kids are going to love it. And my favorite meme of that is when this dude photoshops the Clone Wars and the prequels into that. And it's Michael J. Fox as George Lucas. He says, hey, all you original trilogy fans, you may not be ready for this yet, but your kids are going to love it. And I was one of those kids.
That's good. That's really good.
What's your number 3 pick, Samuel?
I have not been writing these down, so can you please tell me your first 3 picks you've had so far?
Yeah, first 3 picks.
Okay.
So my 3 picks, number 1 was Runaway by Galantis.
Okay.
Number 2 is The Revenge of the Sith opening theme by Maestro John Williams and the London Symphony Orchestra. Number 3 is Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry.
Okay. That was my bad. I wasn't updating this. I needed to give a summary at the end, so now I got it updated so we can go into my next pick, which is, drumroll please, no one can hear that, but it's okay. Oh, it's coming up. Shell Shocked from the Ninja Turtles soundtrack.
Is that a rap one from the new modern version?
Yes.
Or,
It's I don't really know how to explain it, but it has
the two acceptable Ninja Turtle themes to be liked are the original one from the 90s where it was the cartoon one where it was like here's in a half shell. That one was good. Or the 2003 TMNT one that I grew up watching as a kid.
Yeah,
on the CW network.
This one's just like a lot of different like solid rappers together, and I don't know. Again, it's weird.
Was Tupac on it?
I don't think so. I could look it up really quick. Shell Shocked. It's by Juicy J, Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla $ign, and then there's some other rappers as well.
Was Tyler the Creator in this?
I don't think so, but
he was in the Grinch Stole Christmas remake.
I think I heard that song. I was like, it kind of slapped. It was kind of good.
Yeah, it did. I like that song.
But I don't really have much else with it. But ever since that song came out, I've always kind of had it in my hype playlist. I'm like, okay, this This is good. This is very solid. But I'm glad that this song is still available because I thought with you might pick this one, and I might be stealing one of your picks.
I might pick the Ninja Turtle one.
No, this next one for my fourth pick is I'm going to play part of it right now.
Okay. This is a very bass song, but it's actually not. By the maestro John Williams himself.
Yeah, you could probably give a solid. Let's just hear this beginning of this.
The beginning's pretty soft.
What? I don't need to go much farther.
Skip to like a minute 20. It's pretty good. It's pretty hype.
I don't.
That's okay.
I might maybe a bit later. We'll see. But Duel of the Fates from Star Wars. Whenever there's like, so especially at camp, I feel like a lot of times I associate hypeness with being at Kanaka camps, and when we would have like massive.
Because you break all the rules at your camp.
You what?
You break all the rules at your camp.
Of course, obviously. But whenever we do like a major like dodgeball tournament or something, they would play Duel of the Fates, and there's something about that song that just makes you feel alive.
Did Joseph Hendricks come out with a Darth Maul costume?
He might have at some point.
Joseph Hendricks is my favorite K2 person, right behind Samuel Sen.
Wow, you're on my podcast, and then you say. He's your favorite?
Top 3 K2 staff members.
Okay.
Colin Maris, Samuelson, and Joseph Hendricks.
Thank you. I thank you for the respect.
That's
after
right.
the disrespect. But it's okay.
Forgive me. Please don't write me a safety ticket.
Yes. Or I was going to pick the song Portals from that song, yes. From Avengers Endgame, whenever Captain America was down for the count. Sorry, these are all spoilers.
Dun dun dun.
And he was just down. It was only him against all the villains. And then he got up. And he's like, I'm going to fight everybody. And then all of a sudden, there was circles appearing around him. Or portals, you could say. And then all the good guys came back. And I thought you were going to keep going.
Oh.
No, you're good.
Oopsie.
And then it's like, I think it was that scene specifically that I've never, or can't say I never, but I rarely cry like in movies. And I don't know if it's the music or what, but every time I watch that scene, I tear up. And I'm like, what is I'm watching Avengers Endgame and I'm
Just
crying?
like me when I watched that episode of The Mandalorian when Luke Skywalker shows up.
Oh, that's season 1, right?
Season 2.
Okay, I think I saw season 1, season 2. I haven't seen anything since, but I will. I need to catch up on those.
In my humble opinion, that's the last good Star Wars that was made. Mm-hmm. So get on it, Disney.
Yeah.
Sell it back to George Lucas so he can just make good Star Wars until the end of time.
Disney overpopulates everything. But
bunch of corporatists.
Exactly. But yes.
Just like the Trade Federation in Star Wars.
Duel of the Fates, Star Wars, my fourth pick. What are your final 2 picks?
My final 2 picks are number 4, Monster by Skillet, because when I did work at Kanakuk, I would play this song quite a bit. All my dock friends loved it. The campers loved it. My boat driver friends loved it. My pool friends loved it. All the places I worked at camp and played music at, people loved it. So it's a fun song. It's a good song to work out to.
Well, it's also a good while they are like a Christian rock band, like they have a big like just normal rock group following.
Yeah,
I have some friends who.
Well, Monster is about how we are all born with sin and we need Christ to save us, and sin is represented by people feeling like monsters because when we have sin in our hearts, we truly do feel like we are monsters and we have wronged God, but he sent Christ to pay the price of sin so that we don't have to be monsters anymore, that we can be children. Sorry, that Mountain Dew isn't kicking it. We can be children, sons and daughters of God, made new in Christ.
That's good. And your 5th pick?
My 5th pick is, again, variety. So we've had EDM.
Yeah, Runaway.
Theme music.
Yep. Johnny B. Good.
The original rock song. Heavy metal Christian rock. Shout out one of my mentors in college. You know who you are if you're listening. Your son was in my K-Life small group. And finally, an alternative indie rock.
Amazing
You Know
Grace.
It by... Oh, that is a good song. It is very high. But the song You Know It by Colony House. It's a good song.
Like you know it. Like you know it.
You know it. La 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 la. You know, it's a good song.
That hypes you up.
I feel like such a hippie when I listen to it. But I do have a tradition, and if any of you have actually caught on to this now, I guess it's not a secret anymore, but every year at the end of the summer, I play this song with me either water skiing, riding my wave runner, or hiking or something, or just like I have a majestic video, and I play this song over it.
And you play that on
I put it on my Snapchat and Instagram reels.
What's your Instagram username, really quick?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Just search Michael Fuller. You just search Michael Fuller, you'll probably find it. You can find the video, but yeah, you'll get some new followers.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to give away my government information that's owned by Mark Zuckerberg over the airwaves, but it's Michael_Fuller.9.
Yes,
you might have to censor
follow
that,
him,
Samuel.
send him a message, and be like, "Hey, I enjoyed listening to you."
Yeah, send me a message.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, if you are a future employer, please forget anything I said on this.
I thought you were going to say a single female, but
well, if your name happens to be.
What in the world? Oh my gosh. I'll bleep that one out. There you go.
Please slide into my DMs.
Yep. So I bleep that one. You can take guesses on who it might have been. It could be anybody, honestly, at this point. But yep. So those are your top 5 picks. You had Runaway, Revenge of the Sith opening theme, Johnny Be Good, Monster, and then
You Know It by Colony House.
Okay.
It's just a good song to listen to. I play it when I work out. I play it when I run. I play it when I'm out in nature. It's a song that reminds me of nature, and I play it at the end of every summer while I run during a sunset because it reminds me that summertime will be back before I know it. And in fact, the end of summer is not Labor Day. It's actually September 23rd, the summer solstice. So for those of you who don't know how the actual science works, the actual science does confirm that summer ends on September 23rd.
It doesn't end on a U.S. holiday.
No, it doesn't. Because the U.S. doesn't run the world.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, we do what we don't.
We do, yes.
But we don't.
We do.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's okay. Hey, we have listeners from all over. We have a Philippines listener last week.
Yeah, well, they can probably run their House of Representatives better than we can right now.
I mean, that's not hard to do. We have we don't need to go down that route.
It's a clown car.
We're so bad. For my last pick, I was trying to be kind of cool, and I was looking at different songs, and I was like, this is really good, but I don't really listen to it that often. So a quick honorable mention is We Ready by Archie Eversole, and it's just like, we ready, hey, no,
goodbye. That's like how you start and end a high school basketball or football game in the student section.
Yeah, so the beginning was right, and then you kind of changed it, but that was good. But that's not gonna be my pick. I'm actually, this sounds kind of weird, but I'm gonna go with the song Vegas by Doja Cat. The clean version, obviously, and this was in the Elvis Presley movie.
Because we're wholesome, and based, and fun for the whole family.
It's right. I have this giant playlist that's mainly like Christian rap, and there's a few songs that aren't Christian rap, and randomly, this is one of them. And like each time I hear it, it's like I feel something. I'm just like, oh, this is good. Like okay, I'm gonna play a quick part of this right now in a second. You probably have heard it, but it just slaps so hard. Are you feeling something? It's better with the bass.
I'm feeling it just like I was feeling it when I was jamming a Lizzo on my car this morning.
Beat kind of drop it quick.
I like that.
It's a good beat. It's just like
I like it.
I don't know. It does something to me where I'm just like I'm feeling hype.
Lizzo does the same thing to me. Trust me. But
my hero.
Yeah.
Lizzo. Yes.
Great hero of the Republic, the Lizzo.
Yeah. The Lizzo. There we go. Okay, so yeah, those are our top 5 songs.
Can I give some honorable mentions too?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick rundown of our top 5 again. So I had Yeah by Usher, Coming in Hot by Lecrae and Andy Mineo, Shell Shocked from the Ninja Turtles soundtrack, Duel of the Fates from Star Wars, and then I went with Vegas by Doja Cat. And then I don't remember all of your artists, but you had Runaway, you had the Revenge of the Sith opening theme, Johnny Be Good, Monster, and You Know It. So you know what to do. Let us know in the poll that we have in this Spotify, I guess, description. Whose picks do you like better? Who had the better top 5? We got to know.
And we'll be back before you know.
I don't know where you're going with.
For those of you that know the song, know.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know where you're going with this. But yeah, some honorable mentions.
Springfield from Kansas City is one heck of a drive.
Are you just gonna sing all the everything? I don't know where you're going with this. Is this part of the lyrics?
Don't worry, I'll keep you close to my heart.
I don't know what's happening. What's happening? Are these lyrics or not?
Yes? You know it.
Yeah. That was, yep, there we go. So really quick, honorable mentions for me. I had a lot of Christian rap ones in here, but I had one that was We Right Here by KB, Slow Down by Derek Minor, Ready, Set, Go by Derek Minor, The Saint by Andy Mineo, You Can't Stop Me by Andy Mineo, I Ain't Done by Andy Mineo, Grindin' by NF, Been About It by Lecrae and Andy Mineo, and Returns by NF. So I would have had a ton more, but these were just some that I considered, but I was like, I'll keep these in an honorable mention category and kind of go from there. So what are some honorable mentions for you, Michael, right now, right here? Go.
Here we go. Honorable mentions: Clarity by Zed and Foxes, I'll Fly Away by Albert E. Brumley, a great hymn, which also is really good it's really a good bluegrass hymn.
It gets you hyped.
Oh yeah. I Can't Quit by Capital Kings, Joy to the World by Lincoln Brewster, and Freebird by Leonard Skinner.
Great hype songs.
I really like the guitar solo in that. I used to always play that when I run too. Freebird.
Well, it's like when everybody says like Freebird.
If I ever become a famous doctor and I end up being a surgeon, I'm going to play Freebird in every surgery.
If you know when.
People don't know what my professional aspirations are. As far as you know, I could just be trying to become an accountant or something.
You just said you help drive like an ambulance and stuff.
I don't help. I do.
That's what I'm saying. So obviously they know part of your aspirations.
Yeah, I try to keep myself on the DL because I don't want the FBI to know too much about me.
Obviously. And that's why you decided to come on the podcast, so we're going to post public for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty much.
They know everybody. I mean, they already know everything about you. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, they do.
You're on the list.
I'm on the list, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I voted for on the 2020 election.
Yep.
You should probably censor that. We want people to know that.
I'll bleep that one too. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I'll bleep it anyway, just for fun. Because I know, like,
I don't want to be known for my profanity.
Yeah, I mean, going into this, Michael always is like, "Hey, you need more bleeps."
I love it. You used to do it all the time. Dan used to say so many words,
and then I
like
just,
snack.
I don't know what happened. I'm sorry I let you down. I'm surprised you came on the podcast. But
Dan used to say so many just fun words, and he stopped doing it.
Communism, fun word, so fun. Like, let's bleep it. But yeah, we'll bleep the other one for you just to give you that chuckle when you re-listen to this later, and that way when you send this out to your friends, who I'm sure are all listening right now, like they'll be like, "Huh, what did you say, Michael? I gotta guess." But again. Yeah.
If you want to find out what I really said, again, tune in to Until Next Week Plus.
Yes. Subscribers only. That's what we're looking for.
$26 a quarter.
Yes. So yeah, we're gonna kind of finish up here. Do you have any? I don't know if I have much, but do you have like any final thoughts? Anything that's on the top of your head you want to get off on this
My
podcast?
final thoughts.
Yes. Anything.
Shout out to
some shout outs.
my friend Lane Nichols, who is working hard for the government right now. For one of our Missouri politicians in the legislative branch. Thank you for your service to our fine state. Another shout out to my friend Jess for somehow not firing me yet from one of my many side hustles that involves driving something else that is also powerful that could accidentally injure or cause great bodily harm to someone if not properly handled.
Okay.
So thank you, Jess, for assuming I'm responsible when you're not watching, which I definitely am.
How about one more shout out?
One more shout out goes to
Peyton Kiesling. I think you said him before.
Peyton Kiesling. Yeah, thanks for Peyton Kiesling for letting me sleep on your couch the other night. And shout out to Trey Ryan Stutzman for letting me sleep in your spare bedroom the other night. Thank you very much.
Sounds like a lot of good friends right there.
I have some good friends.
Without all of them, we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be recording. Like, if you had to sleep somewhere, because you slept on a couch, like, that's why you're able to record right now.
I was thinking about crashing my car so I could sleep in a hospital bed, but that'd be too expensive.
But then you're like, I'd have to drive myself there. Like, how does that work?
I guess I'd have to just hijack someone's car on the way down.
you crash your car, get injured, hijack a car, and then drive. That's a good idea.
Hey, could have had a Blues Brothers type weekend.
That would, and you have a Blue Mountain Dew. Also, I mean, everything all the signs are pointing to it.
I'm on a mission from God.
Everybody is.
It's a good movie. Have you seen that movie?
I don't know. Oh, Blues Brothers?
The Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers. Yeah, I've seen parts of it.
Just have a Joe Biden moment right there.
Gosh, every time, just something. Okay, well, great transition into our sponsor of the week. Number one, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And I asked Michael to come up with a verse of the week, and he had Matthew 7:24 for us. So do you have that pulled up here?
I do. Matthew 7:24 says, "Therefore, whoever hears these words of mine," this is Jesus speaking, "and does them, I will liken to him a wise man who built his house on the rock." Application. Do what Jesus says. And how do you know what Jesus says? You read the Bible. So, life application, Matthew 7:24. If you want to be a wise man, do what Jesus says. If you know what Jesus says, read the Bible. Pretty self-explanatory.
That's good.
Read the Bible.
We can work with that.
And just do what it says. Just not the Apocrypha.
Okay.
We're getting controversial. I'm going to start speaking in tongues now.
No. We're not doing that this time. Until next week. We'll wait until then, for sure.
Until next week plus.
Yes. Until next week plus. That's when you can get the tongue version of Michael. That sounded weird. So number 2, sponsor, Jake Trust and Art.
Jake Trust and Art.
You know, when you originally recorded our episode 16 with us, we were in Jake Trust and Art's household.
And then I got a self-portrait done by Jake Trust and Art.
Did we give one of those to you?
Yeah, you gave me one.
Let's go. I couldn't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Back in the days when Jake Trust and Art was not too big for us, but now he's a huge artist. He has his website, has his book out there. He does numerous paintings. If you ever want something really good, whatever it may be, he can do it for you. So reach out to him. Yeah, whatever. He's got it. He can do it for you. He's a stud. And then finally, our third sponsor of the
It was the stud finder going off. I found Jake Trust and Art.
Oh, well, I mean, it could go for Jake Trust and Art or our final sponsor of the week, Jack Holmgren. Yes, Jack, I know you're listening right now. I'm surprised we haven't had you as a sponsor yet because you've been a big fan of the pod since the beginning. You are maybe one of our only Florida listeners. Great friend from Kanakuk.
Yeah, because Joseph Hendricks definitely isn't listening.
He's definitely not.
Yeah, he's too busy hanging out with Julie.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fiance. But hey, back to Jack. This is Jack's moment, you know.
Florida man.
He really is.
Did he get tasered while wrestling an alligator in a quick trip?
I mean, he would win. He's a big dude.
Win.
He's a solid dude. Works out. It's huge. But he sent in that question earlier. We read off, and he just has good content that he sends in for us. And he's again just an awesome friend, awesome guy, and an awesome sponsor of the pod. So
did he work at K2?
He did.
What sport did he do?
He was baseball.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he had dingers, and he also was like a pitcher and stuff. So like he pitched in college, which was pretty dope. I don't know
Did he
for
pitch
sure.
at Stetson University?
I don't think it wasn't Stetson. I don't remember which one it was. I know briefly he was talking about pitching.
I know some famous Stetson University alumni.
Okay, well you're cool like that. Who? Do you want to do?
Patrick Cohn and
okay, Pico.
Rabbi Robert Bruce teaching the faithful at his humble synagogue every Saturday in Branson, Missouri.
Briefly, I thought you were going to say Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, he went to Texas Tech. Like, what are you talking about?
Check him.
And if you knew Patrick Mahomes, be like, what? Get him on the pod. We need him on here for whatever reason.
Let me ask Taylor Swift if she could spare the time.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, okay. Maybe next week. You know. So yep, those are our sponsors.
I actually know a guy that did his landscaping
for Patrick
Mahomes.
That's awesome. Let's go. I know one of my friends in KC knows where Travis Kelce lives because he lives really close to him. So he just like went by like after all the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift stuff went down. He's like, "Where's all the paparazzi? I don't see them." Like I'm looking around. It's like, okay,
they were at Quick Trip.
That's probably it. I mean, getting some solid snacks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's about it for us this week. I know I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Just keep telling your friends if you enjoy this podcast. I know we'll probably have several new listeners because of Michael. So if you enjoy this, please subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this, please subscribe. Leave us 5-star reviews.
My friends, I love you. If you're not listening to us, you are officially canceled and no longer my friend.
Yes. So if you want to remain his friend, again,
listen to the podcast.
Subscribe, listen. Leave
5-star review.
On Apple. Leave a written review and be like, hey, I'm here because of Michael Fuller or something along those lines, and that would be dope. And we'll read your review on the pod. Like, that's how it works here.
Please leave as many controversial comments as possible.
I will love it as long as there's 5 stars.
The more the merrier.
You can do whatever you want. I don't care. Yeah. I don't know if you saw our review last week. It just said farts and poop. I'm like,
are you serious?
That's all it said, but it was 5 stars. I'm like, okay, let's go.
That's strange.
Yeah, I don't know who did it. So that was weird, but we got 5 stars.
Better than the content found on Hunter Biden's laptop.
Oh gosh, every time.
I have to censor that.
Every time. I should have ended quicker, but yeah. Do all that.
That's what she said.
Oh my gosh.
You need to bleep that.
I'm keeping that one.
No, you need to bleep that.
No,
that's too expletive.
You can't bleep that. That's actually good. Oh my word!
Remember what I said at the beginning.
Leave us
views of Michael Fuller in the podcast don't reflect the views of myself in real life.
Because in real life, it's so much worse.
Nope.
Just kidding. So yeah, leave us voice memos from the link in our episode descriptions, Instagram bio or Twitter bio. And then finally, again, most importantly, after everything, please again continue to keep Dane in your prayers. And we'll.
He's in good spirits.
Yeah, he obviously he was telling Michael different stuff to say to me to give me a hard time.
He's doing really well.
Yeah. So he's awesome.
Although shout out Jake Pridgeon for slapping his central line after he got it placed. Jerk.
What?
Dane has a port in his chest, and Jake Pridgeon slapped him in the chest. Unbeknownst to Jake, there was a central line in his chest.
And he was just like, you Jake, what are you doing?
Yeah, quit being an abusive friend, Jake. You're canceled.
Hey, Jake's actually awesome. That was completely unintentional.
Yeah,
I'm sure,
he is awesome. He was on time to the Bible study that I was late to this morning.
I mean, I slept through it because I was just dead.
Yeah.
So, okay.
You need to go to confession. You need to go to
Oh, my
confession.
word. Okay. That was crazy. That went all over the place. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Again,
I hope
leave
you
us
enjoyed it too.
5 stars, listen, share it, etc. And yeah, we'll just wait and talk to you next week. So this has been episode 41 of
41.
the Until Next Week podcast.
Godspeed, and keep the streets clean.